Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of Ghost Change Series Premium Bandai 01, the Newton and Himiko set. So, as you could tell by 01, this is our first premium set for the Ghost Change line. I don't know how many more we'll be getting. When this was announced, there wasn't too much more they could do, but now I could see them maybe doing like Dark Ghost or some of like the movie forms or something. But regardless, this is the first premium set, and I was actually pretty excited about it, if that's about like the right word. I don't know about excited, but I really wanted to complete the set because I quite dig my display of having all of the sort of ghost jackets, and we never got anything for Himiko or Newton, so they got a premium set, and it is kind of annoying that you had to pay a premium price for it and whatnot, but I'm happy to have it at least to complete my display of the main forms. But that's enough about me. Anyway, taking a look at the box, it is a bit different than your standard sets because it's like there's no window or anything. It's all sealed off with like pictures of the suits and the figures, and its little bonuses. It comes with Yurisen, kind of like the Figure Arts Ghost did. At the top here you have more suit shots, another side shot of the figure for both versions, and then on the back it shows, you know, poses and all that stuff, and then it comes with the stands for the jackets, which should be obvious by the fact that I have them on there, and a little stand here for Yurisen, and the bottom numbers and whatnot. So yeah, that is a thing. Like I said, it does come with a little Yurisen, which I really don't need since I have the Figure Art one, and he's basically just kind of like these figures, a lighter done version of Figure Arts painting. It's not terrible painting, it pretty much gets the job done. And since he's so basic, there's not really a whole lot of difference other than you can see like a little bit more of his eye has kind of like a compound look to it on the other one. But I kind of wish there was something else, just because I guess they just don't think people are going to be stupid enough to buy both the Figure Arts and the Ghost Change. Ha! I showed them. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump right in. So here's Newton's, obviously on one of the stands, which I like, which I've talked about how it's simultaneously my favorite thing and something I find funny because I love that I can display them like this, but it's kind of sad that the most exciting thing about this line is being able to display the jackets. But pretty typical fare. Gets the job done, it has all the details it really needs to, nothing too extravagant, looks fine in its jacket mode. And where is it? I have a ghost figure right here, and you slide it on basically just like any other ghost figure. The only other difference being is the way you put his hands on. So just slide it over top like so. And then the only real difference is, other than actually getting his jacket on, which looks like a winter jacket, but take like the hands and line them up into these little holders like this, and you can probably like, you know, fasten them better, but I'm in a hurry here, guys. I have to go. I don't know what I have to do, honestly, for being real. Okay, so yeah, you can even probably flip the hands around to make it easier for him to grip it. But yeah, you put the Newton little fists on there, and then he's like, sock 'em boppers, more fun than a pillow fight. And honestly, sock 'em boppers might be more fun than Ghost at this point. Hey! But yeah, there you go. And I have to say, because of the bulkiness of this form, this is one of the more forms that works out. That's really a way of putting it. But like the look of the Ghost Change figure works out more than some others. I've talked about this in previous Ghost Change reviews, that some of them look too bulky for what they're supposed to be, whereas this one just kind of fits because both with his obvious like sock and boppers, but also his hood is a little bit bulkier. If you can see his shot right behind there. So it just kind of works more. It is one of the more smoothly flowing ones, which is nice. Now I have the tomato soup Ghosto form here for this, but you can use it on anyone. In the show, I think, semi-recently, as to this recording, he actually used Himiko in the regular form, but you can put them on either version of Ghost, Spectre, Necrom, whatever you want to do, but I'm just showing off the main forms. The only thing you have to do to prep this is like fold these little chess pieces in. But yes, so Himiko, here we go. Fold that up, and skaboof. Oh, not skaboof, because its head started coming off. Why is this giving me so much trouble, man? There we go. So yeah, Himiko has a very, like, interestingly elongated face in this figure, which doesn't really look quite right compared to, you can see the shot down there. Like, the way that the hood frames its face, almost it has a smaller look, whereas this looks very elongated, to be sure. It's a very interesting looking version. So it's like, in this one you get two good examples of what you get from the Ghost Change line in terms of accuracy and awkwardness, whereas I feel Newton's represents it pretty well, whereas this one has much more of an elongated face. So yeah, overall, recommendation on this is hard, because if you are like me and you're collecting this line and you like it or want to complete it, whatever, I can recommend it if you find a good price for it. I really don't think buying 2 Ghost Jackets plus a little Yurisen figure is worth paying premium price, considering this is usually the quote-unquote more discount line, especially when you're buying just jackets for the figures as like supplemental stuff. Captain's Log Supplemental. I don't know why I said that, but I like the way he says that. Anyway, my point is, if you can find a cheap price for this in the aftermarket and you want to complete your collection or you just like these, I can recommend it. But I cannot recommend it at premium price. Not because they're terrible, they do exactly what they're supposed to do and what all the others have done, but considering these are usually basically like DLC you buy for your figures for a pretty reasonable price, paying premium price just to complete it and have a Yurisen figure I don't really need isn't worth it. But anyway, until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangerambles.com, and of course don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, Dawson Ryder, signing out.